Hi there, space cadets and intergalactic tourists. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, congratulations, you've stumbled upon the galaxy's best provider of bizarre and laugh-out-loud facts about, well, just about everything. And today, we're shooting for the stars, literally, as we take a deep dive into the deepest deep space. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Sit back, strap in, and prepare for an astronomical amount of fun as we count down 10 interesting facts about space. And before we take off, remember, smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel is the only thing keeping the alien overlords from invading. So please do your part for the safety of humanity. At number 1. The footprint of eternity. Okay, let's start on the moon. If you've been there, you know it's not the most exciting vacation destination. There's no atmosphere, meaning no wind or water to erode things. So, those iconic footprints left by Neil Armstrong back in 1969? They're still there, folks. And they could remain there for millions of years. The ultimate brag about that one small step. I mean, forget about leaving your mark on the world, Armstrong's footprint could outlast all of humanity. Talk about leaving a legacy. At number 2. The floating space speedsters. On Earth, astronauts are just regular folks with extraordinary jobs. But in space, they become Olympic sprinters. You might not believe it. But when aboard the International Space Station, they're zooming around the Earth at 5 miles per second. That's faster than Usain Bolt on a rocket-powered skateboard. And they do this while eating vacuum-sealed shrimp cocktail and floating toothpaste. Because nothing says, I'm a space speedster, like seafood and dental hygiene, right? At number 3. The dark side of Mercury. We all know the phrase, the dark side of the moon. Thanks, Pink Floyd, but it's not the moon that holds the title for the coldest place in our solar system. It's Mercury, the closest planet to the sun. Because it spins so slowly and has no atmosphere to trap heat, the temperature in its perpetually shadowed craters can drop to a shiver-inducing minus 280 degrees Fahrenheit. Next time you complain about winter, just remember, somewhere in space, it's cold enough to freeze your breath solid. No snowball fights on Mercury, guys. At number 4. Gold rush in space. Ladies and gents, space isn't just the final frontier, it's the new gold rush. No, really. There are asteroids out there laden with precious metals. One asteroid, named 16 Psyche, is said to contain enough gold and other metals to make everyone on Earth a billionaire. I'm not saying we should become space pirates, but, well, actually, that's exactly what I'm saying. At number 5. The galaxy's biggest garbage dump. Speaking of asteroids, our own lovely planet Earth is surrounded by a swarm of debris, spent rocket stages, defunct satellites, and bits of spacecraft, zipping around at 18,000 miles per hour. It's like Wall-E's nightmare up there. Yet despite all that junk, space is so vast, the chances of being hit by space debris are about 1 in a trillion. Still, better tidy up before the intergalactic neighbors start complaining about the mess. At number 6. The sound of silence. Next up, let's debunk one of Hollywood's favorite fallacies. Contrary to what Star Wars might have you believe, you can't actually hear anything in space. It's not that you've got space cotton stuffed in your ears, it's just that sound needs a medium, like air or water, to travel through. So, if a spaceship explodes in space, it doesn't go boom. It's more of a silent, cinematic kaboom. Which is, honestly, a bit anticlimactic. At number 7. The vacuum-packed universe. You've probably heard that space is a vacuum, right? Well, technically it is, but not quite. Even in the darkest voids between galaxies, there's still a handful of atoms per cubic meter. So, space is kind of like a vacuum cleaner that's given up on life. Still, compared to Earth, it's barren as a supermarket shelf during a toilet paper shortage. At number 8. Wine and dine with stars. We all enjoy a glass of wine now and then, but did you know there's a cloud in space that holds enough ethyl alcohol to fill 400 trillion pints of beer? Located 6,500 light-years away in a constellation called Aquila. It's your ultimate space pub. But remember, drink responsibly. You don't want to become the first space DUI case. At number 9. The space smell mystery. Ever wondered what space smells like? No? Just me? Well, astronauts describe the smell of space as seared steak, hot metal, and welding fumes. Kinda like a cosmic barbecue gone wrong. So next time you're missing out on a summer cookout, just take a deep breath and pretend you're in space. At number 10. The grand scale of space. Finally, to wrap up our space oddities, let's talk about the size of our universe. If you shrunk our galaxy, the Milky Way, down to the size of a dinner plate, our entire solar system would be smaller than a grain of salt. And the universe? It would be larger than Mount Everest. Quite literally, a mountain of dinner plates. Gives a whole new meaning to galactic scale, doesn't it? Well, folks, that's our cosmic joyride. Hope you learned something or at least chuckled at my attempts at humor. Before you go, remember to hit the like button if you want to help keep the aliens at bay, and subscribe if you're ready to join us on our next journey through the weird, wacky, and utterly fascinating universe. Because here, we don't just scrape the surface, we delve into the abyss, with a grin on our faces and facts in our pockets. And remember, in the grand scale of the universe, hitting the subscribe button is less than a microscopic action, but it would mean the world to me. See you next time, fellow space cadets.